Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and I am a gorilla in the wrist. This is the Seiko SNK805, the watch that my first real automatic watch. I'm going to talk about why I got this watch, what it means to me, and also the mess that it's got me into in terms of this hobby. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has had this as a gateway automatic watch. So let's get into it. So before we get into the detail, let's talk about the specs. So we have a 37mm dial, 18mm lugs, and a compact 42mm lug to lug. The movement is the Seiko S7S26. It has a mineral hardlex crystal and 3 meters of water resistance. So let's talk about the dial. The 37mm dial is styled on a Flieger B type design with an inner ring setting out the hours with the outer numerals setting out the minutes. There's a triangle at the 12, a minute track all the way around, and then 5-minute intervals. So it has Seiko printed on, but the Seiko 5 shield is applied. Beneath the pinion it says automatic 21 joules, and then right at the very bottom underneath the 30 it says Japan 7S26. 37mm wide. The case itself you'll see is beat blasted. A nice silver. This one's not unsurprisingly has had a lot of wear. The crown is at the 4 o'clock and is very flat to the watch itself. But the bead blasted finish is all the way across the side. And the watch is very thin. It sits at around about 11mm. And the dial is that lovely green colour as well. It came on a canvas strap. Unfortunately, you know what I'm going to say here, folks. As a gorilla, the standard Seiko strap, nice canvas actually, it was very well made, didn't fit me. And so this watch has always been either on a NATO strap. I have a nice green NATO strap that it goes on, or I've put it on this Marine Nationale type strap, which actually is very comfortable and easy to wear. It's not a heavy watch. It weighs in at around 70 grams and also has a day date window. The watch itself has a display back case, which I think as a sort of beginner to the hobby, back as I was then, when I bought this one a couple of years ago, I found fascinating. It's got the Seiko 7S26 in it. This is a non-hacking, non-hand winding movement from the 1990s, but very, very robust. These things go on forever. It has some odd quirks. It does occasionally completely stop, and you have to give it a bit of a good shake to get it going. It doesn't hand wind, which is a bit of a faff. The only way to get this watch going. So sometimes you would have to give it what was commonly known as the Seiko shake to bring it back to life. Sorry, I apologize. I took the spring bar off to look at the back. Give it the shake to get going. But it is robust and reliable. So in summary, what are my thoughts about this watch? I think I will always have a fondness for it. It was the first automatic watch I ever bought. It's a joy to wear, actually. It's a really good watch. It has its faults. The movement is very outdated, but it represents the sort of the early part of the hobby, or getting into hobby for me, and therefore it'll always have a place in my heart. They are great watches. I have absolutely no doubt about them. I think my concern about the watches now, not this one, but having looked at the new version that Seiko has brought out over the last couple of years, it does feel like a cash grab. I think when I got this, it was 60, 70 pounds with a little bit of import tax on top. So for 80 pounds, you were getting a very solid automatic watch with a bit of history to it. I think the equivalent now is a lesser watch. I think it's got a better movement, but I would not buy the new one at the price that they are charging. They probably still offer value, but the problem will be that I will always hark back to this one, and therefore for me it never will. Other people will have different views, I guess. I'm also not convinced about Seiko's QC at the moment. I think there seems to be some fundamental problems in that. And so I will always look back to this with fondness. Great watch, and means a lot to me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a comment. If you didn't enjoy it, please say what you would want to see instead. It would be good to hear from you. Have a fantastic weekend, and I hope to see you again for another video.